Hey, I'm TDHA and today we're looking at Dwarven Holds from the 9th Age Fantasy Battles Army book. This will be my first impressions as we go through them. I will compare a little to the book I played in 8th edition of Warhammer Fantasy. Yeah, I do know it's not the same games, but they are similar, and this is what I hope to substitute my hobby games with. So this is why I will do it this way. So army-wide rules. All Dwarven armies receive a +1 to all the spell rolls. That's okay. I don't think that's a lot, unless they have changed something about the dwarves' heroes, so they can get some extra dispel, or or we have a lot of other magic resists, because this will not do anything, especially with the magical aiding system they have now. So wizards can help each other cast, so other armies will get like +8. Yeah, I don't know. This seems, in comparison, with not having read anything else in the Dwarven book, this seems very weak compared to how the magic phases are going to be. Yeah. So, going on. The ancient grudge. Dwarven Hold armies have a number of grudges computed as following. 1 grudge for each Dwarven king in the army. Additional D3 grudges for each Dwarven king mounted on the Throne of War. And 1 additional grudge when facing opponents who field units from the army books of Orc and Goblins or the Women's Swarm. Okay. So yeah, I think I will read the rest of this before I start commenting, because there is some stuff here. For grudge army may choose 1 enemy model. Okay. Or unit after the deployment phase. All models in your army have hatred against the chosen enemy. If they already had hatred, they may also reroll fail to wounds against the enemy in the first round of any combat. If unit is chosen, then all models that join the unit become object of hatred, as long as they remain the part of the unit. If single models is the object of hatred and he joins the unit does not become the object of hatred. No enemy unit may be targeted more than once by this rule. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's a bit weird. Okay, let's start from the beginning in this one. So for each Dwarven king you get 1 grudge. Additionally, for each Dwarven king mounted on the Throne of War. So that would say, if you had 2 Dwarven kings, I don't know if you can take the throne more than once, but if you did, that would mean that you had 2 grudges plus 2 D3s. That could amount to a lot of grudges. And then you have automatically against goblins and vermins, which we had in 8th edition as well. So it makes sense, because we are fighting them underground and stuff like that. That is our natural enemies. So perhaps it could have been specified so it was only the goblins and not as much as orcs, but yeah, it doesn't matter that much. Yeah. So against orcs and goblins and vermins, we have a possibility to get rerolls on our wounds in the in the enemy on the enemy on the first round of combat of any combat. Yeah, okay. So I don't know why that is necessary. The first round of combat. Or is it because it also counts when? No, I don't know. It seems a little bit weird. Also, the starting sentence here. I'm not English, so I'm not sure, but to me this seems a bit clumsy. But yeah, I don't know. And if you take a single model, it will not be gained to the entire unit if he joins the units. I think that's weird, because it should follow him. It should follow the single model. It should, if he joined the unit should be seen as his bodyguards, and we should hate them as well. I think that's a weird. Yeah, that's a weird mechanic, I think, but that's perhaps just me. But yeah. So this seems okay, but the reroll rule will actually only apply against orcs and vermins, as far as I see, and yeah, it's okay. Hatred is good. I think it will be expensive because I assume that dwarf kings are what were called lords in the old ways, but yeah, so you probably will only have one or two, of perhaps one plus D3, depending on how good the throne is. Yeah. So special rules. They have relentless. Models with this rule may march as normal even if they are within 8 inches of the enemy unit. Infantry models may march triple their movement if they are farther than 8 inches away. Oh, that's a good idea, actually, because they are in lore, in general, dwarves are seen as quite fast and quite good runners, who are able to run long distances and stuff, because of their they will never lose their energy. They are always just going on. They have high constitution, I think you would say. Yeah. So that's okay. I can see the reason for that, but perhaps it's a little bit dirty. So if they're, I don't know how much movement they have, but if they have like 3, like in the old days, that will mean they can march 9. That's okay. Yeah. Let's see. Movement are the way that we compensate for being very strong in other departments, so let's see. So they are sturdy. A model with the rule gets thunderous charge, special rule. Furthermore, it does not suffer -1 to hit when taking a stand and shoot charge reaction. Okay. Shield wall, +1 to armor save. But only against non-shield attacks. It shields against non-special close combat attacks. Okay, so it doesn't count against magical and flaming attacks, poison attacks, stuff like that. I would need to be specified somewhere. Perhaps it is in the rules and I've overlooked it or something, but does that mean it's only against normal attacks? So against demons this will not comply anything? And I don't actually see any reason for that. Why does your skills with the sword and board in a shield wall has nothing to do with your enemy's weapons or skills? That doesn't make me feel happy. And that is actually not as a Dwarven player at all. That's just as a rule. If I if if I played any army, being Britannia, Empire, anything where I would use sword and board or sword and spears, I would expect my warriors to fight at the same capacity against all enemies and not, I think that's weird, but let's see. Entrench. Once the deployment has finished, but before moving vanguards and scouts, a model with this rule may entrench one war machine. The war machine counts as if in hard cover, but loses the rule permanently if moves. Okay. A holdstone. Let's see. So that will be everything counts as the front, and you can, for the purpose of parries, shield wall and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's okay. Cannot pursue, of course, because they will be standing back to back instead. So it looks pretty much as the rule we knew from the old days too. You're coming with me. Close combat attacks from the model with this rule always successfully wounds on a 4+ or better if his strength would allow it. Any model with this rule removed as casualty in close combat may immediately make a close combat attack with the weapon of choice for this combat round. This attack must be allocated either towards the model that caused the casualty or his units, applying everything. Okay, yeah, that's the death. I can't remember, death rage or whatever. Yeah, that it seems okay. It has been improved a little bit, I think, because the hitting at least on a 4+ always count, and not just when you die. So that might be an okay rule. I think it must be Slayers or stuff like that having that rule, but that is okay. The armory, so we have some extra weapons. So I'm a little sad that there are no special dwarf gun then. It should be listed here, I think, if there were one. That is sad, I think. We should have one that looked like the normal handgun, but with a +1 to hit or something like that. I think, personally. Yeah. Then we have, that's where it gets interesting, because these battle runes, they are our magic. So our runic master or runic smith and the anvil of power can take these and use them as bounce spells. I will not go through them right now because that's more for a tactics perspective, but yeah, they are on the screen and you can read them if you want to. Then we have the runic standards. It is the 5+ versus shooting attacks, vanguard, and reducing charge distance for the enemies. And then the Dwarven runes. I'll just scroll through them like that, so you can see arcane runes, talisman runes, armor runes, and weapon runes. They are still in the same categories, but they have returned to the system before the new Dwarven Book of Games Workshop. So you cannot upgrade your runes. You buy one rune and it's set. And I think that's sad. I like that mechanic, but it could have been improved. I agree with the team on that. But I actually like the idea of runes being able to be of 2 or 3 different strength. But I think what should have happened was that the 3rd upgrade should automatically make it a master rune. So you would only be able to have 1/3 upgrade of each rune in each army and stuff like that. But yeah, but the runes resemble the old runes very, very much. I will not go through them one by one either. I will scroll slowly, so you can pause it easily and look at it if you want to. The runes are okay. I think there are some balance problems and stuff like that, as far as I understood when I skimmed it. But yeah. The interesting part for me is when we are coming to this, the army list. So we have the king. Compared to our old lords, he's 20 points cheaper, and he has the same stat line. He has rules in the same perspective as we had before, in every other way, it seems like. So no real changes there. He has just become cheaper. And then we have the war throne put in here at 150 points. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the throne is. I have not looked that up yet, but this is pretty much my first go through. I looked the runes a little bit for myself, but yeah, that's it. Then we have a demon seeker, which, as far as I can see, must be the slayer. So here's 130 points. That's 10 points cheaper than in the old book, as far as I remember. Let's see. Why does he have 4 BS? I think he got a... Yeah, so he has... I think he has been improved by 1 in ballistic shooting, strength. Yeah. And perhaps also in attacks. So there are only 5 points between these two. He cannot be general, but he can, as far as I can see, there's no rule that he can't join a unit that is not a seeker unit. Are there? I can't. Relentless, sturdy, deal strike. Nope, it doesn't say anything about him not being able to join those kind of units, unless it is implied in the not a leader rule. I have actually not looked that up, but then he shouldn't be able to join any units if it were there. So I think these could be quite viable now, actually. Even though you might always want to take a king just for the hatred. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just speculating now. Yeah, but he can take weapons, and yeah, everything is almost as we know it, except he can get this rule. That's Monster Seeker, where he gains multiple wounds 2 against monsters infantry, monsters beast, monsters cavalry, monsters and ridden monsters. I think, yeah, it has been over here, as you can see, and I think I know it's very powerful, but I think it should be there, and I think he should just be more expensive. And also, these are battle hardened like hell. They live of fighting monsters. They should have this ward save or something, or an extra parry save without shields against monsters. So they had like a 6+6+. That would be what? Yeah, I'm not even sure. 17% chance on the first one, and then another 17% on the next one to survive a monster attack, and I think that would be pretty okay. The 6 of ward save might be enough, but seeing that they are described as old dwarves, kind of old dwarves too, and battle hardened, so that's something they do, yeah, often. Of course, they do it to die, as far as I remember from the fluff, but still, yeah. But going on, I've already used a lot of time. Runing Masters. These are the Lord form of the runesmith. The smith. Let's see. I don't remember their stat line too well, but it seems kind of the same-ish. They have gone up in price, I think. Wasn't they only 120? I have to. I will consult my book. 1 second. Yep, 120. So they have gone up in price, but of course they have bounce spells now. That is very important, and they have the channel rule. So that's okay. Okay, so we actually do get casting levels on our stuff too, so that's okay. Maybe then I think it's fair with the +1 in the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, and it looks pretty much the same. Armor piercing 1, covering first. This bonus to unity joints. Yeah, it seems pretty much okay. I think it looked like the old book with tweaks. That's okay. Then we have got a master engineer. I think that is great. I missed that in the old one. Why should the dwarves, the most famous engineers in the world, not have master engineers but just normal engineers? So let's see what he does. May grant the following bonus to a friendly unit within 6. +1 to all shooting attacks. Unit reroll 1 to wound for all shooting attacks. Increase the range of shooting weapons by 1d6 +1. Okay, that's great. I will now make a shooting themed army. I like that a lot, actually. Perhaps it's too strong, I don't know. 120, so it's almost the same as a runic master. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And do not stack. That's a good idea. So if you have 2 master engineers, they cannot target the same one. That's a good idea. And then we have a Thane. Oh my god, he went up in price. He is 20 points more expensive. So do we get anything fun for that? We do not in the stat line. That would be exactly the same. He do wear plate armor, as the other warriors did, except the Seeker. So may take Holdstone, upgrade. I'm just looking through this to find out why he is. Okay, so as far as I can see, the reason he is more expensive here is because he's a little cheaper in these. That would be the only thing. And shield costing 8 points, that's insane. It was 3 points before. I don't know. I think these points needs to be re-evaluated. Things were good before, I will not deny that, but not broken. Sorry about that. Then we have the engineer, which before is the same as our master engineer before. They have gone down 5 points. Yeah, they have gotten no, they actually had entrenchment. Sorry, yeah, but they had to be attached to that for the entrench to work, I think. But yeah, let's see. It looks okay. Again, there's been some tweaking of the points and stuff like that, but overall it looks as it was expected, I think. A runesmith. Let's see here. He has been nerfed a little bit in his ballistic skill, as far as I remember. Yes, but he has gotten a little bit more initiative. Okay, that's good, because it didn't make sense that the runesmith was slower than other heroes, but yeah, I think that's okay. It's yeah. And losing a ballistic skill doesn't matter too much for me, so that's okay. He is 5 points more expensive, but now he can have bound spells, so 5 points for that is more than okay. Okay, yeah, so it will be a little bit more because it costs 5 points a spell. So a little funny that he can hold 3 spells and being a level 1 caster and stuff like that, but yeah, you buy them for points. I think it's okay. And he can take a shield. Yeah, he can take a shield for 2 points, but the Thane have to pay 8. Nope. It does. You can make the tax on shield different from the different characters in the army. Custom equipment costs the same for all heroes. You have to tax it on the hero himself if you think something would be broken. Yeah, you cannot do that. That is not a good way to do it in a system. Systems are there for being systems, and if you make something like that, it is not a system anymore. Nope, it's not okay with me. It has to go, or they have to put every shield up in point. Dragon Seeker, that would be the lesser one of the board we had before. So he looks exactly like him in every aspect except the stat line. So his 1 weapon skill worse, his 1 strength worse, 1 wound, and perhaps 1 attack and an initiative. I have to double check that. Yeah, 5, okay. So you get a little bit more with the other one, but you only pay 50 points here. I would buy 2 of these instead of 1 of the Lord level. I think 1 attack is very great, and 1 initiative, especially if you're going with additional hand weapons. Yeah, I don't know, but that is cheap. You can use him as chaff. You can buy him for 50 points just to make him a chaff. Put him in as a single model with unbreakable, sturdy, lethal strikes, stuff like that. And he's 50 points, so if archers want to shoot at him, it's okay. Yeah, I would do that if I had space in my army. I don't know. Then we're coming to the core units. So we have clan warriors. So they now turn out to be 7 points model. They were 8 before. Let's see. They seem to have the exact same stat line. They do. Yeah. So you can make 1 unit vanguard. So if I pay 8 models as I did before, I would get vanguards, and then yeah, that's fine by me. That is fine by me. Shields 2 points a model, before it was 1. So we can equip these pretty much as we want. Anything but shooting weapons. We can't even give them throwing weapons. They are very versatile. Oh, but they do not come with a weapon, so that's why. So they will end up in 8 points. Standard. I'm not sure this works. I'm sorry about that. But someone could assume that they always had a hand weapon and field them for the price here. That a unit should be fielded at the price here. So this would not work at anything. They could not kill anyone. They would... Nope. So you have to adjust something here. you would have to make a star or something saying that the coin cost would go up because of this, or give them a hand weapon for all times, and then just have a payment for an additional hand weapon. Or they do have a hand weapon, but then why does this say that? Okay, so if you have a hand weapon, it costs 2, but if you take the spear, it only costs 1. So shield and spear would cost 2 points, and hand weapon and spear would cost 2 points. Is that what they mean? Perhaps that's what they mean. I'm sorry about that. It is my first impression, so that's fine. Sorry. Yeah, going on. Clans. That does make sense. It is the same problem that they had before. This doesn't make sense. These two needs to be changed around. And my argument is very simple. If you have an army and you have guys training with weapons in one side and guys training with ranged weapon on the other side, those guys would not be as good at each other in their respective categories. You couldn't take a sharpshooter and expect him to perform as well with a weapon, hand weapon, and you couldn't take a hand weapon guy and expect him to do as well with a ranged weapon. These needs to be changed, and I will not say anything else. That is the argument. That's just how it is. These needs to be changed. Period. It has nothing to do with dwarves or armies or anything else. In any army, you cannot have your ranged part of the army and your standing army with the same stat line like this, except if they are equal. If they're both set to standard 3, it would be okay, because it is implying that, okay, you know this weapon, you have shot it, or you have chopped something down with it a couple of times before, it's okay. But when you use weapon skill 4, this implies a better, an over normal kind of use with that weapon. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. I like that you can swap crossbows and handguns for free. That's a good idea. They can have shields, of course they can. Again, that price needs to be the same price as with anybody else. So let's see. I didn't even actually check the points, did I? That's 12 points. That would be the same as before, as far as I remember. Yeah, it is. So, and they can now take great weapons too. Okay. So what I would do was give them both. I would give them handguns, shields, and great weapons. So I would use the handgun for shooting, the shields for anti-shooting, and the great weapons in combat. Yeah, and especially now where you are actually allowed to choose your weapon. So yeah, that's a great constellation. Greybeards. So that would be the old improved Longbeard stuff. So let's see, 5 weapon skill. I think, yeah, that's pretty standard. That's okay. They cost 11 points. Why are they cheaper than the marksmen? I don't know. They are a better unit all around, except they can't take shooting weapons. Okay. But they're immune to psychology, and they make other ones reroll their panic test. So you pay 4 point more than the normal unit, and you gain immune to psychology, which means that you cannot flee, and other ones can reroll the failed panic tests. Yeah, and you get 1 weapon skill more, and that can actually mean a lot, I think. I love the high weapon skill. And they're both core. Yeah. Oh, that one hang, because I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's something that I'm gonna play or not. I think I will, because I like the idea and stuff like that. But 4 points indifference, I'm trying to say. Before they cost 12 also, so they cost as much. Yeah, I don't know. It is actually kind of the same, except that they now are cheaper than the marksmans for some reason. Yeah. Let's see special. We have Iron Guard. So they are full plated and shields, so they will get a lot of armor. Shield wall, bodyguard. Maybe a possibility of fighting in extra ranks, but right now it seems like it is not going to happen, but we don't know yet. 15 points a model, so no, it must be the same, because this must be what were called Iron Breakers, right? So that must be kind of the same. Yeah. A little bit. No, it's a bit more expensive, right? Because no, it was 14 for both actually. So yeah. With 10 models and 10 models, same price, but the unit price is different. Is it because no, there are no. There's a mistake here. I think that should have been changed, or no, that one should have been changed. That one should be 150. Yeah. Okay, but the King's Guard, yeah. So that is exactly the same as before. Oh, I didn't check the stat lines, but I think they look like I remember them. Yeah. So 1 attack here and 2 attack here. Again, I personally, the balance between these two, I'm not quite sure. I think there's something wrong with it, and I can't exactly say what. But again, just on another note again, that needs to be the same as in the rest of the army. But when that is said, these can get shield upgrades, and they must have a hand weapon, because that is basic for all. And now you can choose. So actually, these can have hand weapon and shield. As these one, but they do not have shield wall, but still these can fill kind of the same role as this one can, and then they can do a little bit more. I would like this one to get a little extra too. I think they seems a little bit weaker because they are the same points. So either lower this one to 14, or give them an option. I don't know what. Perhaps make it an option to let them fight with spears or halberds or something like that instead. I don't know. I actually think Hellbots could be a very good Dwarven weapon too, but that's another discussion. Yeah. So Forge Wardens. This is also a unit. They have a forge gun. Okay. So this is the what is it called? I can't remember. The newest unit they added with the new book. Iron Drakes, I think they were something. It is something like that. It seems okay, I think. I never really got to play that unit, mostly because I never got to assemble one. But they seem okay. So Seekers. Let's see, 5 models, 50 points, so they're 10 points a pop. Yeah, okay. Pretty much what you would expect from seeing the lords. I like that. I think every dwarf now was strength 4 too, wasn't it? No, not quite, not the clans, but everyone else. And I think that's a good idea because, of course, they are a tough, strong race. I like that a lot. I got to 4, yeah. So, yeah, not much to say there. I think giving them Vanguard and Skirmish will do a lot for these guys, I think. So it would be 12 points a model with 5 models. Yeah, it would be okay taxed. But still you can get one of the heroes for that and just use him as chaff. Yeah, I don't know. Steam Copters will be the next one we are looking at then. Forge repeater gun, it's okay. It seems quite okay, and kind of a combined profile. I like that a lot. I'm a huge fan of combined profiles. So can change the gun, make it skirmish. Okay, so if you choose 2 models, again the price is wrong here. It says 80 here and 70 here. Fly 8. So not as strong actually. It has been nerfed. Yeah. And it can Vanguard. Yeah, I don't think I'll use that one ever, but that's just me. So we have an anvil. So 4 anvil guards. We have the ward save. So they have so yeah, so we can aid in the dispel as well. So it comes with this, but under the battle runes at the top, didn't it say that the anvil also could choose from those? Or was I just imagining that? Okay, no, that was not the right runes. It should be battle runes here. And power anvils. So they have actually changed that without remembering change it up here. So this is only for the Master Smith and the Runesmith, and then the anvil has something for itself. Okay, good to know. I hope they fix that one quite soon. Oh, sorry, no, it comes down here. I'm just too fast. I'm sorry, that was not a mistake, but you can swap them for any of the other 6 if you wanted to. Okay, sorry, that was my bad, I was too quick. Sorry. We have a ballista, working like a ballista to 55 points. Framing shot 5. Rune crafted +1 to hit. Okay, so the runes for war machines has also been changed a little bit. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Field artillery. So that could be either a catapult or a cannon. Okay. I'm just trying to find out. Okay. I'm a Britonia player, and I did the Kingdom of Aquitaine, and there they had to pay 15 points just for this before putting a cannon or anything on it. And they can't put a cannon, that would be a catapult or ballista. But here they do not do that. That again, I will have to say, in a system you have to be consistent. The system is a system. So why should one book pay for the crew and others should not? The price change should be down here, actually, I think. Or perhaps the prices between the armies can differ, but it is still weird that they just get this to this. So their war machines will be cheaper just by that. I can't remember the price. Or perhaps, okay, perhaps Britonia's would only end up 5 points more expensive, but way worse. But oh, and yeah, I can't remember everything from the book. I will come back with a comparison, perhaps, or something like that. But a little bit weird. Tunnel artillery, so that would be organ gun and flame guns. Yeah. I'm not going into these war machines. I know it is kind of the backbone, but the differences here, yeah, is kind of... I don't think they are as important as the other units, because it is the mechanic for how they work and not their stats right now. Before I have tested it, that are interesting to me. But it seems like that they actually have gone down in points, a lot of them. Okay, I will do it. I know it. So the catapult has gone up by 10 points. The cannon has been lowered by 20 points. The organ gun are the same price, and the flame cannon has gone down 30 points. This I understand, that the cannon has gone down. I'm not sure about. They have changed a bit how it works, so it might be okay, but I still think that's a little weird. And seeing as a historian, it is weird that the point price here are not bigger. The catapult is easier constructed with a glint in the eye, because you do not need a forge. You can do that on the fly. You cannot make a cannon on the fly and stuff like that. The power of the cannon is way bigger than the catapult, and it seems a bit weird. But in game mechanics this can be totally fair. I really do not know. I have not play tested it, but it seems a little bit weird to me as an historian that, yeah, it doesn't matter. The bomber I will not say anything about, because I've never used it and in the old one, so I will not make any comparison there, except the price. I will mention that it is exactly the same price. So yeah, and it can still bumble running and stuff like that. So, Hold Guardians. That is a new unit. That is monstrous infantry. Why should it be monstrous infantry? Just to give us that or what? Are these normal people living with dwarves and therefore counting as monstrous infantry as well? I don't know. I'm off by this unit because I don't know what they wanted with it. I need some fluff text or something telling me in which what this is. Is it big dwarfs? Giant dwarfs? It's I don't know. That might be my lack of knowing the fluff. I don't know, but this I do not understand. 3 models. Weapon skill 4. They can move a little bit better. Strength 6. Only toughness 5. 3 attacks. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, wait, they do have multiple wounds. It seems like a great unit, but I don't know what it should be, and I don't know why or anything. So that is my. It is because I am not knowing what this is. I would rather have seen some kind of monsters infantry, dwarves riding small machines or something like that, or even better, a steam tank, because it should be the dwarves having steam tanks, not the Empire. But yeah, I don't understand that. I must admit it. It looks like a cool unit, a bit expensive perhaps, but a cool unit. But I don't know where it should fit in, or how to make it. What would it look like? Yeah, I don't know. Vengeance Seekers. So this is more expensive Seekers, aka Slayers. Okay, yeah. It's a single model. So why wouldn't I? Yeah, okay, he's not bad, but why wouldn't this be a hero, and why wouldn't I take the hero instead? Yeah, I don't know. It do have random attacks, but yeah, so he will have at least 3 attacks, so that part is okay. Weapon skill 5, strength 5, it's okay, but initiative 10. The 2 units does add a lot, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I have a hard time finding out where the place in my army should be. I would use him as a chaff, and I actually think I would use this one depending on blurry. I haven't seen a definition of that yet, but otherwise I would actually use this as a chaff over the hero, but still. Yeah, Rangers. Oh, I have to end this. We are almost going on an hour, I'm sorry. Rangers. So what this is now, because of the way they have made clan units, this is now mostly a way to combine shooting power and close combat power. So yeah, I don't know. 11 points a pop. Yeah. Do they have any? They have Scout and Strider. So that's what the extra points are for. Yeah, they might be okay, but that's a lot of splitting troops up and stuff like that. I think it doesn't seem bad to me, but they they actually have become a lot cheaper. I think were they not like 14 points or something like that? Yeah, they were. Oh, and they have the ballistic 4. Why does yeah with this exact set set of points, I actually think the argument for the Thunderers to be 3-4 is made. You can see here, if you train both, you are a 4. If you train one, you are a 4 in that one. This is my final argument for changing weapon skill and BS on the ranged ranged dwarves. I think this is actually a good little unit, but especially because it is actually kind of cheap for what it can do. But again, I play more rank and file units, bigger units. So again, in my particular army, these would be used as chaff. So I would only have 5 models and mostly to redirect and stuff like that. But they can, I think they can actually, for the price especially, be a fighting power if you wanted to construct an army like that. Miners, they have the ambush rule. Okay, that is fine. I would have liked something like dug down or something like that, like tunneling. I don't know, but it could have been fun. But ambush is fine. So they are not great weapons now. They are hand weapons like anybody else. They can have shields. So these are actually kind of just clan dwarfs being able to. Yeah, okay, they can take pistols. Oh, and and great weapons. Yeah, okay. They are versatile actually. I was too slow to read everything before starting saying anything. I actually like those. And I have a lot of miners in my army now, so I will definitely use them, especially at 10 points. I don't feel that is not too much. That was what they were before, as far as I remember. And they are 4, 4, 4, and 3. That matters. Yeah. And they can get a stand and shoot with the pistol, which are a quick draw, as far as I remember. All pistols are. Yeah, so yeah, great. I think I would make a 10-man units and give them, I don't know, great weapons and pistols perhaps, or shields and pistols. I don't know, but yeah, that could be an okay unit to put into the back of someone. Shield bearers. Now we are in mounts. I'm not really going to look at that. The thing I wanted to look at here was the throne. So improved inspiring presence, swift stride to everyone within 6. Okay, I think and frenzy, but that is both a good and a bad. Can you put that throne in someone with immune to psychology? Could I put that in a greybeard unit and get the attack but not the bad things? That would be kind of broken, but I don't know. So yeah, but all in all, I think the dwarves are coming out strong in this one, I must say. I can see a lot of extra builds and a lot of extra playable stuff. I think it's quite good. I am a little sad that we had not had our monstrous cavalry in the form of something mechanical, but that's how it is. Yeah, so thank you for watching me for an hour. I really hope you liked it. Please do comment and subscribe, like, whatever you want to, and I really hope to see you again. So hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.